Thank you very much for having us here. County Commissioner Joshua Nkanata, Mr. Waititu Principal, Kiambu National Polytechnic, formerly known as KIST, elected and community leaders, watu wa Kiambu, hamjamboni. As you've heard, I'm Roseline Njogu, I'm the PS for Diaspora Affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to welcome you to this countrywide stakeholder participation in the financial year 2024-2025 and the medium-term budget preparation. This marks a very important milestone in the history of budget making for this country, because indeed the last time this was done, consultations at this grassroots level was during the preparation of the 2011-2012 budget. The budget making process, as you know, is anchored in the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and the Public Finance Management Act. And indeed, the preparation of the next year's budget, that is 2024-2025, and the medium-term budget that covers 3 years, was launched on 18th of August 2023, in line with Article 220 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and Sections 35E and 36 of the Public Finance Management Act. Ladies and gentlemen, public participation, good governance, integrity, transparency, accountability, and sustainable development are some of the key national values and principles of governance recognized in Article 10 of Kenya's Constitution. Further, Article 201A reiterates the need for openness, accountability, and public participation in financial matters. The national government has been conducting public participation in the budget process, mainly at the national level, during the launch of the budget process and during public sector hearings. So this is a different kind of engagement. And it is my hope then that the outcome of this forum will foster a sense of ownership and belonging of our budget process among our citizens, as has been said by the elected leaders. When people feel that their input matters, they are more likely to be invested in the success of our community. This shared commitment is what will drive us forward, enabling us to deal with the challenges and seize the opportunities with vigor and purpose. So that's what we are here to do. We're here for a listening meeting. Ladies and gentlemen and the people of Kiambu, the government will continue to foster transparency and accountability as it holds decision makers to the highest standards by ensuring that their actions align with the needs and the desires of the people whom they serve. We think that when the public is involved in the budgeting process, it strengthens the trust between government and citizens, and therefore culturing a more harmonious and effective governance structure. Allow me to emphasize that stakeholders' participation is critical in the following ways. Firstly, it enables stakeholders to engage in the planning process so that they can identify their own social and developmental challenges and, importantly, propose their own homegrown interventions to address these challenges. In other words, we are saying you're the wearer of the shoe, you're the one who knows where it pinches. But also, more importantly, you're the one who can come up with the solutions that you think would work well to deal with that issue. Secondly, to promote inclusivity in the planning and budget-making process, thus enhance greater ownership and participation of citizens in budget implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. Thirdly, to allow the harmonization of interventions and minimize duplication of efforts and wastage of resources, so that you don't have very many actors doing the same thing everywhere. Fourthly, to enable citizens to better appreciate national resource constraints and the need to prioritize needs and wants. Like in any family, we want to know what is the pot of gold that is available. And this month, are we going to be able to afford meat? this month, tutakula mboga, and so on. So for citizens to be able to understand and better appreciate the national resource constraints and the need for us to prioritize needs and wants. Fifthly, to enhance openness, transparency, and accountability in the budget-making process. And finally, to provide a platform for effectively communicating planned policies and programs, and to give and receive feedback on the planned interventions, implementations, and programs. In other words, government is here to say, these are the things that we have planned to do. What do you think? Okay? And to be able to take that feedback. The financial year 2024-2025 and the medium-term budget will continue to focus on the implementation of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. This is geared towards economic turnaround and inclusive growth and aims to increase investments in at least 5 sectors with high potential impact on the economy as well as household welfare. I think these are particularly important for the citizens of Kiambu. And this includes agricultural transformation, micro, small, and medium enterprises, or what we call MSME, housing and settlements, healthcare, digital superhighway, and the creative industry. And I was glad to note from my conversation this morning with the principal that a lot of the work that's done here at KISS is actually preparing students to be able to offer their services in these 5 main sectors. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our expectation that as we embark on providing our input into this financial year 2024-2025 and medium-term budget, we will provide specific interventions to the issues that you shall identify during your various group discussions. I remind us all that with great power comes great responsibility. It is therefore our responsibility as citizens to take up the mantle of active engagement. And I want to thank you for showing up here today on your work days to actually do your part in active engagement. We must continuously educate ourselves. We must ask tough questions, and we want you to hold us accountable. Lastly, I would like to assure you that your comments will be taken into account when finalizing the 2024-2025 and medium-term budget. I therefore urge us all to accord this great task great importance. I sincerely wish to thank all of you for setting aside your valuable time to participate in this important engagement. Ladies and gentlemen, with those remarks, I wish, and it is now my pleasure and humble duty to officially open this stakeholder participation in the financial year 2024-2025 and medium-term budget process. Thank you very much.